I do want to, there are a few issues I think we need to talk about because of your department that I do want to bring up. And as I'd mentioned in my opening statement, I am concerned, and I know many people are, about the proposed Title IX regulation, which, in my opinion, would do grave harm to the safety and the success of young girls and women across this country. Particularly, I'm worried about how this could impact girls in elementary school, for whom these school years are crucial for physical and mental development and building confidence. Under these proposed rules, as you've laid out, the elementary age students would generally be able to participate on school sports teams consistent with their gender identity. And that would mean that a sixth grade boy who simply identifies as a girl could play on the same basketball team as young girls. My question would, when can we expect the department to finalize the Title IX rule?
Thank you, Chair Aderholt, for the question. We know this is a very important issue and important question that many have opined on. We've received over 150,000 comments, and we are working vigorously to move forward on that rule. We know it's important, and we're working hard on that.
Is there things that the department is doing to ensure that a final rule would protect vulnerable young biological girls?
As I said before, the safety of all students is critically important to all of us, and it's important that we work quickly on these rules, and we're working as quickly as we can. I would ask, sir, that you consider the $22 million budget increase that we have for the Office for Civil Rights to help us facilitate the work of not only writing regulation, but also investigating.
Also, I mentioned in my opening statement that many of us are concerned about the pervasive cancel culture at our institutions of higher education and the chilling effect that it has had on campus free speech. According to the Foundation of Individual Rights and Expression study that I'd mentioned, students are self-censoring in the classroom and in conversations with other students. Speakers have been disinvited or angrily shouted down at events, and professors have lost their positions or suffered reputational harm for expressing their views. It's also apparent that students are not getting a consistently clear message from campus administrators regarding free speech protections. Do you think the status quo is acceptable, given how critical free speech and free inquiry is concerning higher education?
Thank you. I agree with you that higher education institutions should be places where free speech is allowed. I also agree that we have to make sure we're making our campuses as safe as possible for students, and that we take concerns about safety very seriously. I recently had conversations with students at Towson University and Bowie State, talking about safety on campus, talking about making sure that they're heard. So I do take that very seriously. At the Department of Education, we've worked really hard to ensure that there's more guidance on this, and we've worked closely with university leaders to help them with resources and tools to ensure free speech and an environment where people can communicate their thoughts while also maintaining safety, which is of utmost importance. I've spoken to parents who also felt, uneasy about their children being on campus, given some of the challenges we've been hearing about on campus. But we're committed to working with you and others to make sure campuses are places of free speech, but also that they have the tools needed to protect students.
Can you talk about any particular things that the department is doing to ensure this protection of free speech as it relates to colleges and universities that, of course, receive federal funding? Now, I know you mentioned you're trying, and I understand that, but are there some specific steps that y'all are looking at or that you have taken?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, if you go to ed.gov, you'll see a link right there to some of the materials, the guidance that we put forward. And in those materials, you'll see very specific strategies that we've shared with colleges. We've had numerous webinars with college leaders, folks on campus, to make sure that they're understanding how to balance promoting free speech and allowing for free speech, but also keeping safe environments. So happy to follow up more on that. We're working with leaders from different sectors on this as well. So this is something that I'm really proud of the work we're doing, and I welcome an opportunity to share more with you.
Yeah. Well, just please know that this cancel culture mentality is a real issue out there, and I think it is something that needs to be addressed, especially when universities are receiving federal dollars. And we hope that you can be helpful in trying to make sure that students don't have to self-censor in the classroom and also in conversation with other students. And also make sure that speakers are not disinvited
Right.
or angrily shouted down when they are come and express their views.